And boom, apparently we're live. Good evening, folks. Resist. How you doing? That sounds good up there. Bit of a delay between StreamYard and YouTube as usual. Can't do anything about that, I'm afraid. But how are we all doing out there? Poor old Resist there, he's already in bits. I'm not surprised, mate. I think I would be if I lived in London. Well, if I lived in any bloody city at the moment. Gordo, good evening, mate. How you doing? I was going to try and keep the talking to a minimum with my throat, but we know I can't do that.
If it gets too much, you can shut up and I'll take over.
Yeah. Why not? That's Marines, good evening, buddy. What's Torquay like for fishing? I've no idea, mate. I've never fished there. Never fished Torquay in my life. The only places in Devon that I've actually fished, North Coast. Oh, what's the name of the bloody place now? I can't remember. It's just outside the coast near to Barnstable. We used to go there for shark fishing, boat chartering. That's the only time I've ever fished there. Well, you'd have loads of mini species in the harbour, mate. Western-super-Mare is very flat for fishing. Resist on the beaches. You've either got to do a lot of walking to keep up with the tide, or you've just got to fish the top half of the tide and the ebbing tide. But it's all right for rays and stuff like that, and the odd bass. Breen's better. But anyway, let's get into things we can talk about tonight. Age of consent. Yeah, it is strong. The whole Bristol channel is strong, mate. Yeah, age of consent. Now, what I'm meaning by that is the sentence that was handed down to Rudy Cabana, whatever his fucking name is, that evil little bastard. Now, they couldn't give him a whole life term because of his age. Why? When the government are considering 16-year-olds capable enough to make life decisions, and he wants to give them the vote. Labour have quite often talked about reducing the age of consent for sex for kids. And don't forget, they're the ones that said they can choose their own fucking gender from 3-4 years old. Now, if they can do that, surely a 17-year-old can be held responsible for his crimes. Hi, Moo. If they want to turn them into little adults, then let's fucking treat them like little adults. It's 17. If he was educated and brought up right, which obviously he fucking wasn't, he should know the right from wrong, and he should know that murder is wrong. So basically, they reduced his sentence for being radicalised. This is the sort of shit we're up against with this government. You know, it's... I mean, there's been lots of little snippets coming out. TV licensing. You've got to pay a TV license. This is what they're trying to bring in. If you watch Netflix, whereas before you didn't. And that will go for other online things as well. But these online streaming services earn a damn lot of money. So why didn't the BBC just do the same? Because they know no fucker's going to watch them. And nobody's going to pay to watch them. He'll never see the end of his sentence, Gordo. Believe me. Believe me. With the people in prison, and I mean including the screws, believe me, he will not see the end of those 52 years. Without a doubt. All the... They were asking to get a TV license long before. What, Netflix? They'd never give you it for free. Yeah, they will, Gordo. Or a lot of them will, believe me. There are sort of codes in prison, as we know. And I'm not going to say any more on that because I'll get myself into trouble. Now, before we start talking about other things like medical, please be aware, guys, we know the faceless cowards are watching and they will pick up on anything we say. To watch YouTube. Yes, Gordo. But, yeah, be careful what you say. The censorship now is getting way over the top. And it's only going to get worse, believe me. And we hear now from a little speech today that Rachel from accounts, she hates being called that apparently, don't you? Rachel from accounts is pushing, backed by the government, for the third runway at Heathrow. Obviously, that's going to piss Ed Miliband off. Good. Good evening, sir. But, they're all for this green agenda and the eco shit. But how many extra flights is this going to bring into Heathrow? How much more pollution are they going to cause? The pollution caused by extra people getting to Heathrow. Just saying. They want us to dump our petrol cars, diesel cars, to help the environment. Yet this silly bitch wants to bring in more flights.
More revenue.
I'll get to that in a minute. More flights, more immigrants. Yes, Gordo, exactly. Evening, Stitch. She carried on speaking, giving the bullshit that building the runway will create another 100,000 jobs. Any of these large building projects create many, many jobs, admittedly. But once they finish building them, that's all those people back on the dole, isn't it? That's back those people back claiming benefits. So it's creating those type of jobs is just putting a sticky plaster over the problem. With the unemployment in this country rising very, very quickly, with jobs disappearing because manufacturers are packing up, shops are packing up, pubs are, literally, they're breaking up businesses in this country. Oh, we got to wave to little Stitch, have we?
Yeah, wave for little Stitch.
Wave to little Stitch. Hi, little Stitch. But the other thing they keep pushing now is the use of AI. They think very, very highly of AI. Now, we know that can be dangerous. AI is great if you want to fuck around making pictures, making silly cartoons, making animals dance and sing. Yeah, great. It's a toy. But when you start looking into the serious applications of AI, what sticks in the back of my mind, I'm not a gamer, but I know how it works. I dare say some of you out there are gamers. Have you ever played games where the AI you're playing against will lie to you? It will cheat. It will hide things. It will steal things. And it will also kill things. Is this the AI that we want? You know, if it learns, think of the Skynet scenario from the Terminator movies. AI doesn't look so good then, does it? You know, I mean, this goes back, things like that goes right back to, what was the fucking film called with Wampa? War Games. Now, how long ago was that? That was back before AI became about.
70s, wasn't it?
Yep. I believe it's back in the 70s.
1983.
83. Think about that. There we go. That's put a few things on the table. There are a lot more, but I'll be totally honest. With the way my health has been, I haven't been looking at a lot. And I haven't been looking at doing a lot about it because it's just wiping me out at the moment. I've got a lot of issues. Some of them are getting worse. But I'm doing it just for my own well-being, stepping back a little bit. But I will keep putting videos out. I will certainly keep doing the lives. But I love this government to think it's right wing, apparently. Well, this is the thing, Stuart. Anybody that doesn't agree with them and actually speaks up rather than just thinking about it, apparently we're radicalized. You know, we're far right. We're a dangerous group for telling the truth. Well, to me, it's only radicalized lefties that would feel hurt by that and feel threatened by it. Any decent leader of a country would take note of what people are saying. They might not use all the information. They might not touch it at all, but they can gauge what the people are saying, that they're ruling over. As I don't particularly think he is the ruler, but that's something that we've thought for a long time, isn't it? Now, and through all this, where's this useless fucking king we're supposed to have? Any monarch that would let his country go to rack and ruin like these fucking idiots are doing, then he shouldn't be the king. Who was it? Somebody said today, I did watch a video today, and they were asking, how long before Starmer will do away with the monarchy? You can't have a dictatorship with a monarchy, can you? Not that Charlie's likely to fucking do anything about it. I mean, I've got no respect for that fucking idiot. None whatsoever. He's been in bed with the WEF, the WHO, way back before he was king. Yes, I agree. If that's how he's going to be, then the monarchy should be fucking done away with. At least then they won't be fucking scrounging off of us. You know, they've got enough money without getting a payment every year from fucking government, i.e. the taxpayer. They've got all those big fucking houses stood empty. Why don't they fucking sell some of them? Most people, well, I say most, a lot of people in this country haven't got a house. Look at what them greedy bastards have. And they still want taxpayers' money. Well, King Charles, get off your fucking ass and earn it. You arrogant little prick. Oh, God, what was his name, the comedian? Oh, for fuck's sake. Honestly, my mind is, memory is terrible. Fucking hell, I can't remember his name. It's totally gone out of my head. The one that called him a snivelling little rat.
Recently?
No, ages ago. Fuck me. My memory, man. Spike Milligan. When he picked up the award and he looked straight up at him in the royal box and called him a snivelling little rat. I think it was. He was bang on back then. Fair play to you, Spike. We need more people to stand up and say things like that. But yeah, anybody that calls himself the king of a country would not let them get this place in this mess. But never again, don't forget, a lot of his fucking older relatives, I'll say, his forebears, fucked off to Germany to fight for them during the war, didn't they? You know, our royal family is of German descent. Just saying. Resist, the lefties are horrible. Yep. I mean, I think the lefties are more radicalised than anybody, to be honest. I mean, London, where are we? Right, now, I don't know how this is going to work because I don't know if you'll be able to hear it, but let's give it a go. Share that with that. Open that one. Right, now this snivelling little bastard. Let's see if you can hear this.
I don't give a flying shit about the Remembrance Weekend, and even more so don't care about next Saturday. What's important and paramount is the 1 million man Palestinian march takes place on Saturday. I control the Met Police. They will do as the Mayor of London tells them and obey orders. The British public need to get a grip of I run London, and once they understand and accept that, we'll all get on a lot better.
There you go. Did you all hear that? Khan basically admitting that he's happy with the Islamists and Muslims fucking marching on the streets of London. And he controls the police. Yes, we know you do. That's why London's in such a fucking mess. You evil little... Oh, I nearly said a word I don't use very often and I don't like using it. You snivelling little bastard. I mean,
Calm down.
I know, it's only, it's going to put me, you can imagine me blood pressures after I've done this live.
That's what I'm saying. Remember your blood pressure.
But that's one little lefty, isn't it? It's now, I believe, and I truly believe this, many others have gone down a similar sort of route as saying what I'm saying. Now, on YouTube, especially, there is a lot of AI channels. There's a lot of channels I haven't seen before. Now, we get pulled down, censored for anything just because they want to label it misinformation. Yet, consistently, mainstream media are posting misinformation and disinformation on YouTube with nothing said to them at all. Now, I'm convinced that a lot of these channels that are putting shit out like, oh, Starmer's on his last day, Starmer's resigning, Starmer isn't going to last much longer. I think these are government-controlled channels. These are fucking lefties posting the shit, so we will repeat it and get ourselves pulled down. Now, we know they do it on Facebook. We've seen it. But, yeah, you've seen it as well, Resist. Yeah. You know, and this is only going to be a bigger problem when this new online safety bill fires up properly. Anything from the left will be allowed, no matter what they say, no matter how much misinformation, they will be allowed. But we will be criminalized for standing up and disagreeing. Now, they say there's no tier policing or two-tier in government and things like that, where it's blatantly fucking obvious there is. It amazes me that they get away with it. Why? Because Ofcom controls YouTube and the government control Ofcom. They're not an independent overseeing body. They're not an overseeing anything that they can't control by the government. Emails, everything. They are government controlled. And the sooner people realise that, we know it, the better. But there you go. I don't know what you guys think of anything of that, but come on then, somebody comment.
No, they've all gone away. They're all sitting in the background doing nothing.
But like I say, I don't know. I'm going to try and last a bit longer tonight, but we'll see how we go. It depends how the eyes and the throat hold up. But I'd like to try and keep going for a bit more than an hour tonight if I can. I'll pin that up there, just in case any of you want to join in. If you've got cameras and things. Unfortunately, I will have to verify you in the back room before I can let you up. So if you've got a camera, you'll be able to pop up. Yeah, it is shut. It's all controlled. All controlled. Now, Starmer made a lot of promises, as I said in the video today. Exactly, resist. On his manifesto, he made a lot of promises. As soon as his bollocks touched that fucking seat as Prime Minister, he rejected all of those promises and went back on them. Now, to me, if you make a promise to get in that position and you fail to keep that promise openly within the first few fucking days, then he should have been pulled down for misleading the House, misleading the people. Yep, here he is, still there. Oh, he is a complete sausage resist. He's a total asshole, mate. And if you listen to some quarters, he's an ass hat as well. As I said in the video today, I'm a great one for giving these idiots nicknames, aren't I? Rachel from Accounts. Well, I'm now calling the government the colostomy bag, because they're just so full of shit. It's unbelievable. I mean, I never took a lot of notice of politics when I was young. I wasn't interested in it. I was out earning money, good money at the time. Yes, I paid tax on it. Didn't object to that, because to me, national insurance and stuff like that is basically a savings for your old age. Good evening, Jen. Which is something they're now stealing from us. I didn't, but a lot of wise people, I wasn't that wise back then, started their own personal pensions, banging money in week after week, month after month, year after year. Now that is nothing more than a savings, personal savings for later life. But now, Rachel from Accounts wants to fucking rob you of that. As far as I'm concerned, that is out and out theft. That is not taxing people. That is actual theft. If someone went in to a savings account and stole your money, you knew who it was and you reported to the police, they'd be ending up in court, wouldn't they? So why are these fuckers still on the streets? Why are they still sitting there pretty in Westminster? You know? They're nothing but thieves. It sounds like you're having as much luck as me, Jen. I had a load of blood tests the other day. I did actually have to have another venous section. So obviously the fat cell count in my body had gone up quite a bit. Otherwise, they wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't think it was mis-selling when people went into these things, resist. A lot of them, they invest the money. And those that do that, yes, your money could disappear. It could go up and down, as I say, or just disappear altogether. But those schemes, people recognise that. They were told that right at the beginning. It's on all the forms. And if you're willing to take that risk, then fine. But that is a bit different to somebody actually pilfering from your money.
But they've already cleaned out the pension pot that everybody was paying into, called the state pension.
Yeah.
They've already cleaned that out, which is why we can't retire at 60 and 65
Yep.
anymore, because they've spent all that money.
Yeah, not too bad here, Jen. The usual ailments. The throat. I wouldn't say it's getting any better, but at the moment, it's not getting any worse. It will probably improve once I stop using that. But, but yeah, when I started work, the government was saying, we've got to take AI from you. This is so we can look after you when you go beyond work or when you're out of work. That's why you're paying it. And they're trying to stop all that. So again, as far as I'm concerned, that's fraud. They've taken the money from us, or this lot at least, committing fraud, because they're not giving us back what we should get, what we're paying for, you know? Well, this is why I always say resist. When you go into something like that, research it. Okay, back in my day, you didn't have a computer to research it. You know, a lot of pension funds invest the money. If they make a lot of money on those investments before they pull the initial stake out, that's how they make their money. An interest on the money you've put in there. You'll get your pension, but the interest they earn on it, you won't get. And these are the things that people should look into. But, you know, average Joe like me, we got no chance of arguing the case about it. Because for shit like that, it would need to be taken to court. And they know damn well that everyday Joe on the street cannot afford that. It's the same when you say you're going to sue somebody. They'll laugh at you because they know you haven't got the fucking money to do it. Same as the water board, same as the electricity people.
Need Elon Musk on side.
Eh?
We need Elon Musk on side.
We do need Elon Musk on side. Yeah, Robert Maxwell. You know, literally, oof, fucking pain in my side then again. It's all right, guys. I'm getting a lot of muscle cramps lately. And for some reason, down my sides here on my flanks, that's started now. But it might be constipation. But if it is, I've had it for about 3 weeks. But yeah, there's old age, Roger. Yeah. Old age started with me long before I fell ill, Jen. Believe me. Like that. I was going to tell you this story last week, and I totally forgot because it had Heather in absolute stitches here. It's to do with my false teeth.
Oh.
Do you remember? Now, back the beginning of last week, I was sat here in front of the computer as usual. Now, I can't speak properly. It slurs and that when I haven't got my teeth in.
It sounds like an old man.
Sounds like that, you know. So I decided to stick my teeth in, which I have to use like a dental glue. So I'm concentrating on what I'm looking at on the screen and working my teeth at the same time. And in my drawer in front of me here, I keep my tube of dentifix, which I use to stick my teeth in. So I've duly stuck my teeth in to find them sliding all about and this horrible fucking taste in my throat. What I'd actually put on them was that. Germaline. So I spent the next hour of my day up in the bathroom trying to get the shit off my teeth, trying to get it off my gums, my tongue. I had a can of Coke. I had a can of Iron Brew.
Which he doesn't like.
Which I don't even like. I'm trying to get the taste out of my mouth. And it took me about an hour. I meant to tell you last week in the guys, how did it taste?
Germaline.
Germaline, yeah, disinfectant, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a very, very unfortunate mistake. I couldn't believe I couldn't even figure out what I'd fucking done. And then I looked in the drawer and saw the Germaline in there. I mean, it's a different type cap. It's even a different colour. The old Germaline used to be sort of pinkish, like the glue. But this stuff is white. I didn't even notice. I just squirted it on and stuffed them in.
You weren't thinking about what you were doing. You were too busy doing something else. And you've learnt time after time, you cannot multitask.
Well, what I do now is I put the Germaline further back at the drawer, so the only tube in the front is the actual fixodent. And I only have to use that because, National Health Dentist. I still had to pay some because Heather was working at the time. This was during lockdown. And it's the worst set of fucking false teeth I've ever had. They refused to do anything about them. So I just told them, fuck off, take me off the books. I said, yeah, only me, Jen, believe me. So I got taken off their books by my own request. And the receptionist said, well, what about your bottom ones? They're your own. What happens when they go nasty then? What are you going to do then? I said, I've got a workshop out in the back garden, love. There must be at least a dozen pair of pliers out there I can fucking use.
Find a different dentist.
I've done it before. Most of them have got no nerves left in them. There's only 7 of them. Most of them have had the nerves taken out and filled, so I ain't going to feel it. You know, I'll either that or I'll tie a bit of cord to the back of the car, tie it around the tooth, and then kneel down behind the car when Heather drives off to work one morning.
Oh, yeah, that'd be nice. Going up to work with a tooth attached to the bumper.
But yeah, that is absolutely genuine, Jen. Oh, there goes the camera again. I was wondering how long it was going to fucking last. Oh. I don't know why, because sometimes it will keep going all bloody night. And then other times it will last, 40 minutes before it decides, I'm not having any more of this. Fuck off. Right, unplug it. Plug it back in. I mean, it's not hot. It's not overheating or anything. There we go. It's back online, but it's how long will it last? I don't know whether it's... I mean, the cables are routed normally. The connections are all good. Otherwise, it wouldn't work to start with, would it? Oh, I forgot to say good evening to the lurkers. Good evening, my little beauties that are the lurkers that I know are there. I'll try and put some in so the other ones can use it as they do to try and report me for something or get me into trouble for something. Good evening, Steve. You know, there are people out there that do it. But they haven't got the bottle to come in the chat and, you know. I mean, the actual lurkers that I know in the background, they're absolutely fine. I know they're there. I know who they are. And I'm quite happy if they just want to sit in the background and listen. But maybe if I want a holiday from YouTube, I might say something that the other fucking idiots can use, you know. But there is somebody who's serving, I believe, a day's holiday today from YouTube. And that is the old Silver Fox. David, I think his name is. Apparently, he posted some figures or something on YouTube that was taken from government papers, would you believe? So it should be okay. It's an official source, isn't it? YouTube thought otherwise. So I understand they've given him a day's holiday. Or if you want to, something to do this weekend, if you want to get out resist, I believe there's supposed to be a gathering in London in support of Tommy Robinson. I haven't seen anything official about it, so take that with a pinch of salt. But I have seen some reports that there is something happening. Whether it's right or wrong, I don't know. But I will certainly be keeping an eye open on the channels for that. Yeah, we're not too bad here, Steve. As I said, I had to have another venous section on Monday because my polycythemia has been flaring up again, which I had a feeling it had because I was getting a lot of cramps and stuff like that in my legs. I've actually been diagnosed. I don't know whether you knew, Steve. I haven't seen you about for a while. With COPD as well. So really, I shouldn't be using this. I should be using more of this. But hey ho, you know, it's hard enough giving up smoking after fucking 50 years. Has anybody else got anything to bring up? Anything they want to ask? Oh God, it looks like I'm sitting and waiting, but the chat has got quite a bit of lag. So after I say something, I've got to wait probably, I don't know, let's see. That's a good 30 seconds at least.
Behind yours, so it depends on the individual as well.
How's Dan bearing up? I haven't actually spoke to him lately, Resist. Holly has. She said he's okay. But after losing his dad, obviously, I just sent him a message of condolence, obviously. But I haven't been bothering him. I don't want to bother him. You know, he's going to be stressed out with what he's dealing with, and I don't want to add to that. When he's ready, he will get in touch. But yeah, I will Resist. When I messaged him, I did put on there on behalf of everybody that obviously you guys are feeling the same, and sent your condolences along with mine. Unfortunately, his dad hasn't been well for some time. I personally think he gave up. But didn't Dan say it was a heart attack?
It was a heart attack.
It was a massive heart attack. But his dad didn't want to be there anymore anyway. He was quite open about that. So, Dan, if you are watching in the background, mate, you know, please accept our condolences again. And the thing is, I know exactly what he's going through. And even before that, because his dad had dementia. Now, Heather lost her mother a few years back through dementia, as I did mine. And it's not nice having to sit down for a year or two and watch them go downhill like that. It's heartbreaking, to say the least. And yeah, it's I'm totally in line where his head's at the moment. But we look forward to his return.
We've sent out our condolences and said we're here when you need us. But he's obviously going to be helping out, getting the funeral and everything sorted at the moment. It's still quite new. But I'm sure once things settle down,
yeah,
he'll be back.
No, it's not nice, Jen. It's not nice to see people going through that. And, you know, the government today, the scientists that work for the government, are announcing that they, just through a blood test, they can see, even youngsters, if they're going to end up with dementia. Why? There's no fucking cure for it. All it's going to do is give people mental health problems, knowing that that's how their life's going to end. Maybe they want us all ill.
Well, hopefully, if they know what's causing it, there may not be a cure now, but they'll be working on one.
Oh, that they're banging cures out for everything now. That a lot of it won't work anyway. We know that. You know, you've only got to think of the words of Farmer: "Patient cured is a customer lost." And this is why now they're banging out these so-called vaccines, one after the other.
You can always hope they'll find something.
Yeah, but look,
try and be positive.
You know, I mean, Pfizer, they've been in business hundreds of years, apparently. Well, hundreds of years, 100 years or so. They haven't fucking cured anything. You know? And all these people that are claiming, you know, I'm talking scientists here, researchers, saying that they may have found a cure for cancer, or we know chemo and stuff like that will do away with cancer. But as I said in a video some time back, due to the Cancer Act 1916, it is actually illegal to stand up and announce that you have a cure for cancer. It's actually illegal. A lot of people didn't know that.
Anybody that follows you that knows those?
Yep, people that follow me know.
Because you keep saying.
Because I done the fucking research. Well, that one, someone else did the research and told me. But yeah, I mean, now we've got this so-called unknown virus from China. Yeah, I believe a lot of these things that are coming out now, Jen, are man-made. I really do. I really, really do. I mean, swine flu, maybe not. That's been around for a lot of years. Way back before the 1900s. But bird flu, if that's a thing, how come we haven't heard of it before? Thieves bring back this flu. I wouldn't be at all surprised. And now I've heard they're culling millions of ducks even
It's a bird.
in America, along with chickens. And I even seen a report today, this is mainstream media, mind, newspapers saying that the first person has been discovered in this country with bird flu. Don't quote me on that, because as far as I'm concerned, if mainstream media say it, it's got to be alleged. They show no fucking proof. They haven't named anybody. Now do you understand why they wanted you to register your chickens? I'm just waiting for it to come out now. You've got to register your fucking ducks and budgies as well. And believe me, if they want to push this, they will visit everybody that registered chickens. Have you seen some of the women falling out of nightclubs? Think they will safe? Is that a typo, Gordo? Yeah,
safe. Will be safe.
Yeah.
Birds. I think I will be safe.
Let the fear be safe. Yeah, I thought you'd missed a bit in there. Let the fear mongering begin. It's already begun. They've been very, very subtly bringing this further and further up the list and talking about it more and more. Personally, I think it's all bullshit. But I won't be wearing a mask. I never did the first time. And I certainly won't be doing it this time. And looking at the shit it got everybody into and the country. Evening, Karen. I think there's quite a few people that were wearing masks during COVID that won't be putting them on this time. And they will be considering what the inoculations, I'll call them, are for these alleged things, with what they contain. I think a lot of more people will be wiser about going for them. You know, I mean, don't forget, they ordered, was it last year? I think it was last year. They ordered the next round of the intervention for COVID, but they only ordered enough for 5% of the country because they know damn well the uptake's going to drop.
Maybe we should all go and demand it.
Jen, when they come across the channel, that is one of the first things that they have to do. They are literally forced to do it, have it. Unfortunately. Tony, good evening, mate. We've known this right from the beginning. They used to jab them before they sent them off to the hotels. Gary, good evening, mate. But this is the state of the country today. Not caused by us, caused by them. Good evening, Nikki. I know they're horrible, but I still don't want immigrants eating. The little bastards, they eat the swans. They'll eat anything they can fucking get hold of with a bit of meat on it, to be honest. They've been poaching on the fishing lakes, eating the fish. Even seagulls. If they can catch little fuckers, they'll eat them. Well, good luck to them on that, because them bastards are full of disease.
I was going to say, if they start on, if they keep going on the seagulls, might help certain places reduce the numbers.
Yeah, hopefully it will poison the fuckers that are eating them as well.
Latest in pest control.
Oh dear, seagulls. Did I just wish harm on immigrants? Oh, I am so fucking sorry.
If you're going to eat something and you don't know it's I'm doing it, you now.
Yeah.
Provenance. I think that's the word I'm looking for.
Well, if they're taking the jab, isn't that good news? Well, the thing is, Jen, we don't know how many of them have had problems with it. We don't know how many of them have died from it even, because they don't even give us the proper numbers of how many are coming. They're not going to tell us how many of them are ill. Sky rats. Yeah, we used to call them rats with wings, Gary. We actually had a job down in Cornwall because I used to work for a roofing company. Me and I say roofing company, me and my mate used to do roofing. Quite often down in Cornwall, a big problem is seagulls nesting on people's roofs. They don't like them. They're noisy, they're dirty, they're filthy. As I say, full of disease. We quite often used to get a call. We got a seagull nest behind the chimney. Can you come up and remove it? Well, we had one in Newquay like that. We put the ladders up. It was obvious what we were doing. And this woman's neighbour started giving us a load of verbal. Oh, you shouldn't fucking kill them. You shouldn't destroy their nests. They're a wonder of nature. So fine. I walked across the roof and put the nest and the fucking bird on her roof. Guess who rung a week later and instantly got told to fuck right off? Evening, loafer. Yeah, that's the thing, Jen. It doesn't matter whether people die from an intervention. Big farmers still get paid. You'll be terrorised by owls and crows. Owls are nice. They keep the rodents down.
I like owls. I
like owls. Yes, you can actually shoot them as long as you're licensed to do so. I believe if it's on a property like that, you have to have a license to cull them.
You need a gun as
but
well.
They are classed as a pest. It's only that fucking idiot Chris. Well, what's his name? Chris Packham. He got the law passed, didn't he, that the farmers weren't allowed to shoot pigeons, and that was literally repealed within a couple of months. When the government found out that if you don't shoot the pigeons, it will destroy the crops. But now I think they'd probably put that back in place because they'd like the crops to fail. They want farming stopped.
Franco, it would give me something to listen to while I was trying to go back to sleep. Having just got up.
Seagulls swoop down and pinch your chips. They'll have any food, loafer. I mean, we live on the outskirts of the town. Yeah, we got houses all around us. But a lot of mornings, 2-3 o'clock in the morning, I can hear a vixen over on the school playing field calling her cubs. On a still night in the summer with the windows open, you can hear the owls hooting in the trees. And I love it because it gives the illusion of when you're laying in bed that you're actually in the countryside, because you can hear all the sounds of it. Bar the fucking cars going backwards and forwards, obviously. But I've quite often looked out the window and seen the fox walking up the road, and I actually took some pictures of her. Can't remember whether I posted them.
I believe you did.
I caught some pictures of her on the school playing field and took those.
That was a couple. Was that during COVID or just after?
I can't remember, to be honest. I cannot remember. Yeah, I've never seen the cubs. I've only ever seen her. I saw an old dog fox round the brook one time. He was full of fucking mange. Yeah, I don't mind bird song, except for seagulls, because that's not a song. That's not nice little whistles. That's just
Noise.
We used to throw them balls of yeast and silver paper, tin foil. There's something satisfying about watching a seagull explode. The thing is, they don't literally explode, but they just and keel over. I mean, they did. This is going back a few years. They had a team going round the headlands and rocks around Newquay, doing something with the eggs, injecting something into the eggs, and apparently it was going to turn the seagulls gay so they don't breed. If anybody believes that, well. So effectively, you bought cormorant tobacco then, Loafer? Yeah, it's a common name that people use from fishermen use it. I know a lot of people, landlubbers, as I used to call them back then, that use the same word. That's the thing, Jen. With an owl hoot, they can be a couple hundred yards away, but the sound will still carry the same as if they're outside the window. They sound just as loud. I don't know why.
It's the way the call is designed. It's
Yeah,
designed to travel.
Yeah. I don't know whether it's the frequency levels or.
Do you know owls don't go to it to woo?
Well, yeah, obviously.
Why?
They can't talk.
No. Everybody knows the owl sounds, and I'm not going to do it any more than twit to woo. But twit is from I believe it's the male, and the to woo is from the female. It's not one owl.
So if you wear twit to woo, it's two owls.
Yes.
Oh, okay. In bird terms, we call that a brace, especially if you're shooting at the fuckers. And I shouldn't say that because it's totally illegal to shoot owls. I'd never shoot one. Never have. I like owls.
But yes, one owl will call tweet, tweet, and the other one will go, I'm over here to woo.
Very good, Loafer. Very good.
I'm sure he's got his book of dad jokes.
He's probably got them listed on the screen in front of him. But, there's a lot of anonymous, strange things in the animal world. And believe it or not, I believe there's nothing stranger than the human race in the world of animals, because we are essentially animals. Someone said when I said that once before, they said, yeah, but we're animals with brains. Well, you look at the way the world is today, I'd like to fucking dispute that here and now. Because there's a lot of humans that have got no brains whatsoever. I will be back momentarily. Oh, do you want anything from the kitchen?
I'll have a can.
Oh, yeah. What do you want?
I'll go for Tango, please. I'll make him earn his and posable thumbs, yes. That's what puts us apart. is opposable thumbs. Then gorillas have got opposable
You'll have to
thumbs.
speak up a little bit from there for the microphone to pick you up.
Oh, just shut up.
Oh, you were mumbling there. The mic won't pick it up. Look at that jokes, my dear. Pummeled all sorts of silliness into me.
See, I knew Loafer would appreciate look at dad jokes.
Yeah. Right, before I do that, let's just coat the throat. See, that's how I take cough medicine. Hello, what's fucking leaking out of that? Well, I don't know what's going on there,
Put it in the bin.
but that is leaking.
Put it in the bin. Told you to bin it. There's been a good boy. He's putting it outside. Yeah, our vapes seem to have stopped functioning, so we've got new ones.
Well, to be honest, that new one doesn't agitate my throat as much as those old ones.
And it can't be a different oil because you're on the same oil.
Yeah, it's exactly the same oil.
I told you those things are.
I just don't understand why all of a sudden it started leaking.
Because it's been lying down for too long. I don't know. I don't care. They're broken. I told you to bin it.
Well, it's been now, it's gone, isn't it?
Thank you.
Yeah, I like Pythons, Loafer. And it's thanks to Monty Python's that I've now got 2,250 subscribers. Although, when you look at the counts on the videos and the head counts on the live, most of them ain't interested in anything else that I do.
Franco, I'm really enjoying the job. What I'm not enjoying is the drive. It's half an hour plus each way, depending on traffic. So most days it is half an hour, but you've got to allow an hour, so you're not late while you're on probation. And as I said earlier, I was nearly taken out twice on the way home by stupid drivers last night. So
Yes, they should have had your laptop ready by now so you could work from home.
yeah, but Debbie doesn't come into the office half the week anyway. So even if it was ready, she won't. I'm hoping she brings it in later in the week, and then I'll start working from home.
Yeah, well, you'd expect a few days in the office here, there, and now and again, but at least most of your work will be from home.
Oh, I've already pushed with the manager I'm working with. But actually, yeah, they need help. They need help with the work. There was another girl supposed to start this week. Something's happened. She's cried off. She doesn't want the job anymore.
Oh, well.
So they're looking for somebody to pick up hours because one of the girls is going off on maternity. And I said, well, if I was working from home, I could do more.
Evening, Graham.
So hopefully that will be the kick, the push that they need to get me my laptop.
Yeah. No need to apologise for being late, Graham. What's up with you, man?
He's been gaming.
Gaming. There you go. Now there's the perfect person to ask because he likes his gaming. Graham, have you ever played any AI games? You know, these shoot 'em up games, whatever, driving games, playing yourself against AI. I'll wait for the answer from that.
I think he does GTA.
He does all sorts.
I know. Don't know whether any of them use.
Well, this is why I'm asking.
Sorry, I was trying to avoid you sitting there with nothing to talk about. Carry on.
I'll sit here like this for 2-3 hours with nothing to talk about. I don't mind. So a bloke who works for me has refused to have a cam monitoring his activities. Yeah, some do that, loafer. I mean, you know, they want every fucking thing out of you that they can get. Some employment that does that can be for security purposes.
One of the
Good evening, Brian.
evening, Brian.
Just thinking we haven't seen you for a while.
Not my last job, but the job before was very much like that. They'd monitor the moment your computer was turned on and logged on, and yeah, were you actually doing anything? This place, I don't think they even care whether you're logged on or not, but they definitely don't monitor keystrokes.
The reason I'm asking, Graham, is what I want is some confirmation, because I don't play games.
Well, you do, but not completely.
I want to know if they've come across a singular AI they're playing against that learns to lie, cheat, and shit like that. Yeah, no worries, Brian. I know. Just sometimes you pop up and comment, and I was only thinking yesterday. Actually, I haven't seen you for a while. I don't know the games, Brian. I don't play them, mate. Mainly AI games. It's, you know, somebody pointed it out to me the other day that does a bit of gaming, and was saying, you know, don't forget that AI can learn how to cheat. It can learn how to lie. It can learn how to hide things. If you want to jump in, Graham, carry on, mate. Carry on. Feel free, buddy. I know you got a camera, so I can verify you in the back room.
We know what you look like.
Oh, bloody wrist is playing up now.
Well,
good evening. How you doing, buddy? How you doing up there, up north there, up in Scotland, Brian, with all this weather you've been having? I heard you've all got hit pretty hard up there, a bit like Ireland. Horizon Zero Dawn is an IR game, but I'm too busy to look into games lately. Yeah, it was just something somebody brought up in chat, like in a chat. Very weird. You know, it brings us back to the Skynet scenario, doesn't it? It's cold. Yes, I can believe that. It's not too bad today here.
Sun's been out most of the day.
I wouldn't know what any of those AI things are. I don't use them. Facebook sent me out a thing saying, would you like us to use AI to enhance your, you know, channel, as it were? No, fuck off. Not a chance. I mean, as I said earlier, yeah, it's great if you want to make pictures. You going, Jen?
She's got visitors. Good night, Jen.
Oh, okay, Jen. No worries, darling. Take care.
I'll let you know when I'm starting going live again. It won't be for another couple of weeks, so.
I've forgotten where I was now.
AI games.
Yeah, I know I was there, but I forgot where I was in the conversation with it.
Yeah, I can't remember either.
Oh, well. But again today, we got fucking Reeves. You know, Rachel from accounts giving these speeches that, oh, yes, people are going to be investing in this, They fucking ain't, you silly cow. A lot of investors are pulling out of the country, physically and monetary.
They've all left, haven't they?
I think there was it 10,000 have left in the last few months or something?
And taken their money with them. Bye.
It's all very good. Oh, I used to DJ a mobile disco years ago, Brian. I think I was about 17, 18. But that was when we had actual records, you know. You had to physically take the records out the box once you'd find them, put them on, get them set ready to go. And it's been cold and we had a bit of a storm. Nothing. Yeah, exactly, Brian. I mean, there was a brilliant picture on Facebook the other day that a young lady took down in Cornwall. And it was of a pub out on the headland where I used to live. And it's quite a high headland. And I can remember the waves hitting the rocks well below. And the spray hitting my living room window. Hitting my living room window. And I remember waking up with a hangover one morning, looking at the window. I phoned my boss and said, I ain't coming in today, not in this fucking weather. And he's like, what you want about? What weather? I said, well, it's pissing down. He said, no, it ain't. It's absolutely beautiful out. And it was the actual spray from all the waves and everything hitting me bloody window. What in life? How you doing, Graham?
Oh, I've had issues my end. A lot of issues my end. I sometimes go on all-night benders and bits and bats, and then I have a 2 or 3 day detox, and then I go back on the booze again. But hey, whatever. What do you expect?
You seriously need to get some help with that and get yourself sorted, buddy.
The only way I can sort myself out is to get rid of Keir Starmer and this two-tier policing and this government and the Tories. And no, let's not go there too much. Let's not talk too much about politics.
Yeah,
but there are outside influences that affect my mental health, to be fair.
It's affecting us all.
Absolutely, pal. You've had issues, Pap's had issues, and a lot of other people have had issues, and it's not great, is it?
No.
And I'm trying to keep my language clean tonight for a reason, because I don't want to put you into disrepute or anyone else.
Oh, language is fine. It's just what you say. That's the issue at the moment.
Let's get into the stage where you can't even call a spade because someone that's black might take offence because they think you're having a go at them.
Yeah, I mean, one of the streams, was it the last one or the one before, YouTube took down for allegedly me saying medical misinformation. Well, the medical information I gave came straight from the fucking doctor. So
that's not called medical misinformation. That's called censorship and trying to shut you up.
Yeah.
Bang on, mate. 100%. 100%.
A bit like, all right, I know I said I wasn't going to talk about politics, but obviously with Trump in power now, and I've sort of seen one or two things that have been going on. He's apparently reinstated all of the military personnel that were dismissed for refusing to take the jab. And now he's reinstated them.
Reinstated them, he's given them back pay from when they were sacked.
Yep. Because they should never have been sacked. And the same goes for anyone else here, there, and everywhere that refused that poison. I'm sorry, because that's the way I look at it.
Yep.
I refused it.
Same as our lot, all those that were kicked out for being gay.
There's nothing wrong with being gay.
They're not getting.
There's nothing wrong with being transgender, and there's nothing wrong with being gender reassigned. I mean, you know, I'm mixed with all sorts, and I don't judge.
You've got to remember that it was illegal in this country, wasn't it?
Up until about 1969, I believe, and then they legalised homosexuality. And the only reason they did that, I'm not sure why, but apparently, all the way through, woman could go on woman, but according to Queen Victoria, ladies didn't do that sort of thing. Allegedly, there's some truth in our statement.
Yeah.
That's why lesbianity was never illegal, because everyone, or she who was not amused, thought it was only down to the men that did that sort of thing.
Yeah.
It goes through the ages, doesn't it?
Some of the most famous women in history have been gay.
But say I've got nothing wrong. I've got no issues with anyone's sexuality, gender reassignment, this and that and the other. I mean, I believe in equal rights, but then when it goes too far the other way in terms of what I call positive discrimination, and we're not talking about sexuality, but we're talking about race, creed, colour, it goes mental. It should be equality all the way through, regardless. Right or wrong?
Yeah.
The only problem I've got with all of that, Graham, is why should they be treated better than me?
I didn't say they should be treated better. I did say equal, didn't I?
Yes,
You did.
but they're not. That's what I mean. They're not. It's you've
And
got
that's
to
where-
move over. You've got to move over because you're straight and they're gay, so they should get priority. Type of
Sorry,
thing.
no, that I disagree with. It should be the
Yeah.
best man or the best woman or the best,
Yeah.
however you identify
Yep.
for the job or whatever, yeah?
Yeah, 100%.
That's the way I see it.
We said this when they started bringing in this DIA shit for jobs. It doesn't matter, race, creed, colour, whatever. If you're the right person for that job, then you should get it. You should never get a job based on your ethnicity
Or your religion either.
No.
And that's another thing that's going a bit mental at the moment, which I have to choose my words carefully, but I think you know what I'm alluding to.
Well, I mean, I played an audio clip earlier. I don't know whether the guys heard it or not because sometimes the sound doesn't work on sharing.
No, to be fair, I've only been here for 5 minutes.
He was looking forward to the Million Islamic March or something in London. This is a little while back, I think, but it just shows, doesn't it? I mean, the same as Labour. No, we're not going to have an inquiry into the grooming gangs. But
Now that is something.
No, well, now you've got local. They've given the power to local authorities whether they want to have an inquiry locally. So basically, a lot of these councils and police, they're part of it, that are saying, no, we're not going to have an inquiry. Why? What you frightened of? Were you part of it?
Exactly, Roger. I reckon a lot of them were the offenders.
Bolton, is it Bolton? They've refused to hold one, or somewhere up north. But in fairness, there are a couple of Labour councils that said they will.
That's the rarity.
But Starmer doesn't want a countrywide general inquiry because I think he thinks it might implement him somewhere down the line. And I believe it will.
I'm almost certain you're right, Roger.
Yeah.
I mean, look at his association with no.
Sure.
Yeah, you know what I'm on about. I didn't say the name.
I don't see Kemi as a Prime Minister material.
Nor do I.
The head of the Tories. But the way she talks to Starmer, I respect her for that. I mean, today she pulled out a beauty. She told him, stop being a lawyer and be a fucking leader.
He's not capable of leadership.
No,
he's not capable.
He's not.
He's got his head up his arse. He can't even identify a woman, for fuck's sakes. Now that, in my mind, is more misogynistic than Rachel from Accounts taking offence as being called Rachel from Accounts. That's more misogynistic when you can't even identify what a fucking woman is. Sorry. Shit.
It's all right for them to call us far left terrorists, criminals, thugs.
Sorry,
That's
far
okay.
left, don't you mean
If
far
we
right?
say something about them, oh no, you can't say that.
Can I can I interject? I was at the doctor's the other day, and there's a sign on the wall advising for cervical smears for make sure you haven't got cancer. Obviously, it's a bit like the men and the prostate. You know, these things have got to be checked. And the wording actually said, all women or people with a cervix.
That's fair. That's reasonable. As in how you were born, yes. Yes, that's not unreasonable. That's not out of order.
But I don't know. I just didn't expect to see that in a doctor's surgery. Maybe I'm too old-fashioned.
No, there's nothing wrong with being old-fashioned. It's called talking straight and called getting the context correct. You know, you cannot change biology, regardless of. You know, I empathise. I can empathise with those who are gender reassigned for reasons.
Yes.
Because they might not be comfortable with the way they were born, and I know plenty of people in that community, if that makes sense.
I also, me too. I've got friends in that community. People I've lost touch with now, but there's one I still see occasionally.
Mm-hmm. That's fair dues. In fact, my best mate is gender reassigned, and you know, she, who does identify as she and is legally known as she and has been for a number of years. I met her as a woman. She had a landmark ruling in the PGA or the golf, the ruling world of golf. I don't know the exact ins and outs, but there was a landmark ruling that she was a part of. And respect for that, because she fought a corner and this and that. But again, you know, women in men's sports and men in women's sports, it's a very difficult one.
It is.
There should, I think, maybe be a separate category for. I hope I'm not out of order for saying that. Maybe there should be a separate category for those that were, you know, biologically born this and that, and then whatever. It should be a separate category, maybe. And then everyone's on a sort of like more equal footing within that category.
It would make far more sense, but they'd only complain that it wasn't fair that they couldn't compete against him or her or them or.
It's complicated, isn't it? I know. It's complicated.
Never going to win that one.
I mean,
because from what I can understand, I mean, I'm, you know, without doxing the name, someone that's personally known to me that was, yes, born male, took the hormones and bits and bats, and everything was done, you know, boobs, fanny, the lot, as in everything got changed. And apparently the upper body strength and various bits and pieces with the hormones and so on and so forth, there's less strength now than there used to be when that person was male.
Yes, but if they were keeping up their level of fitness, that wouldn't be the case.
It would stay the same.
A little bit more difficult when you're sort of like the best part of 60 compared to when you're 40 or 50.
Look at some of the Russian women athletes and, well, even English, the women weightlifters and that.
I think there's a lot of steroids involved there somehow.
But they've still got the strength.
You
know, I mean, when you see them like that, especially these bodybuilders, I mean, oh, look at her, she's fit, she's full of... It doesn't turn me on at all. It does absolutely nothing to me to see a woman like that.
It's just as well when you're stuck with
it. It doesn't look feminine, you know.
Bodybuilding is a full-time job.
Yeah.
If you want to do it right.
Regardless of whether you're male or female, it's a full-time job. Plain and simple.
But I've known people...
You've got to be on the right diet and you've got to be working out several hours a day, da-di-da-di-da. You know what I mean?
But I've known people that do that and they're actually now crippled.
I can imagine.
Muscles, their joints.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to be, you know, neck out, big arms and everything. But that was through work. That was natural exercise.
Exactly. Natural. That's the key word there, Roger.
I mean, my legs, even up until when I finished work up the hospital, I mean, Heather would tell you, there was no real big muscles on there. Yes, I could tense everything up and they would show up, you know.
But he was quite hunky.
But
I'm sorry, I've missed a few of the comments there. I think someone said something about I feel the frustrations or feel his frustrations. I don't know whether that referred to me or someone else, but
you can.
I'm sorry, I haven't been keeping a close eye on the comments.
Yeah, that's resist. He was empathizing with you.
Respect for that, thank you. I sort of picked up on something, but didn't sort of like take enough notice because I've got comments coming up on my TV, but I'm concentrating more on this conversation and then trying to shut up while you're talking rather than talking over you.
Yeah.
Brian,
mate, I used to spend hours and hours walking up the woods. I used to walk round the brook, which is only a couple hundred yards up the road here, into a nature reserve. I used to do my videos up there. I can't even get there now.
I remember those videos, Roger. I remember those videos. You haven't done them for ages.
Yeah, because I can't get up there, mate. I used to walk round there. I'd stop and do my video or walk and do my video. If I want to go around there now, that's going to take me the best part, half hour, an hour to get just round there.
And by the time you get there, you're fucking knackered and you need to turn around and get back home again, innit?
I'd be in no fit state to do a video and I'd have to sit down for over an hour before I can even attempt to get back, you know. It's ridiculous. It really is.
Are you still able to get to the gun range and that?
We haven't been up there in months, mate. He put his prices up big time.
Oh, bugger.
To the point where we're actively going to start advertising some of the collections, shall I say, because you've got to be careful what you say on here.
I know what you're talking about. You need to sell off, something that you're no longer using.
We're not using them. You know, it's a shame, but
it is, because I know you love that. And at one point, if I felt up for journeys and stuff, I would have come up to your neck of the woods and I would have spent some time with you and I would have gone out on the range with you and bits and bats. I mean, come on, you could probably out target me, shall we say, in accuracy, because I'm out of practice, well out of practice, and I know that my eyesight ain't what it used to be.
Well,
but there was a time where 10 rounds I could do a half-inch grouping, albeit on a 25-yard range.
At 100 yards, Heather's quite happy sit there shooting the heads off daisies.
Poor Daisy. What has Daisy done to Heather?
Brian, I love Northern Air, mate. Hence why we go to Cumbria for holidays. I mean, we've booked again for this year. I'm going to attempt to go fishing, but we don't know how it's going to go because I was struggling moving the gear around, you know, down to the front, down to the beach and what have you last year. So, you know, I don't even know whether I'm going to be able to cope with that this year, but I'm going to try. Even if we fish by the car, where we fish, our normal mark, you can pull in the car park and you can literally sit on your bonnet. We're that close. You know, it's a railing, a footpath to see. But you know, everybody was saying, well, you managed to fish with your problems. I said, yeah, but it's like 30 seconds of activity and then you sit down for another half hour just watching your rod.
Exactly. It's not it's a lot less strenuous than cricket.
And I mean, and now and again I'll bring the rods in, bring the lines in, and we'll just sit and have a chat. Well, we used to sit and have a ciggy, but being as we're not doing that anymore, that's out the window.
Oh, there's nothing worse than a reformed smoker.
Well, we're actually, we can
unless
actually
you're
see
feeling
Scotland.
healthier.
from where we stay, Brian. We're just down the road from Silloth, which is, what's the estuary called?
Solway first.
The Solway. You know, we're this side of the Solway. Scotland's the other. I mean, we've taken some beautiful pictures across to there with the sun dancing off the hills.
Criffle.
Eh?
Criffle.
What?
Criffle.
I thought you said fucking cripple.
Yeah, I had to think about that for a moment.
The mountain that features in all the pictures with all the sunsets and everything is Criffle.
Criffle. Is that with a TH?
Double F.
Double F. Okay.
Not to be confused with a certain type of window, because that's called crittle. Boom.
No, I've always found the Northerners, no matter which town we go to up there, we always stay in the same place. But we do visit other places in the area. And I found the people up there so welcoming, friendly. I mean, you know, they enjoy the fact that you're coming to see them. You want to spend money in their town, their area. You know, I don't mean the big towns. I mean the small ones. And they just make you feel so welcome.
I was going to say they don't in Cockermouth.
Not in Cockermouth, no. But, you know.
You need to still wear a mask in Cockermouth.
Silloth and little places like that.
Maryport.
They're so helpful. As I say, they're warm. They're welcoming. And if you go into somewhere like a calf, they're just grateful to see you. You know.
Yes, Loaf, but I do remember that quote, the bowler's holding the batsman's willy, and apparently it was on BBC Radio or whatever, and there were a lot of complaints.
Commentator, not ACGC, yeah.
It's a classic. When was it? 1976 or a bit earlier? I can't remember.
Yeah, sorry, Graham, I'm just answering some comments there.
Yeah, no dramas.
When I look at the camera and StreamYard, I forget the comments. And it's not easy when your eyes are fucking about on you. Yeah, they, you know, obviously they don't spend a lot on infrastructure up there, Brian. The roads, a lot of them are fucking terrible. But there again, they're not allocated the money for it. That's the problem. What wouldn't do to be up there? Oh, no, it's nice.
But the sea road's about to fall into the sea.
Yeah, the coast road.
Coast road, sorry, yeah.
Where we actually say that they keep having to repair it. The sea keeps washing it away.
Well, yeah, I don't know what the excuse is for other roads inland, like Buckinghamshire, for example, where my cousin lives. Their roads are terrible. As soon as you pass the border into Oxfordshire, the road surface is a shitload better. Yeah. I'll say from experience. I know. But as for the Kingfish or Cuntish roads,
and very, very rarely do you even see a police car going along there. We've had one. We found, this was a couple of years back, we found a caddy van dumped in one of the lay-bys, literally right on the beach. The tyres were destroyed and flat. It looked like the ignition had definitely been gemmed. I could see that. It was unlocked. So it obviously been dumped or stolen, because they do try and rag around on the beaches and, you know, gravel areas up there. So I thought I'd do the right thing. It's, you know, it's taken up a lot of the lay-by. And I phoned the police up there and reported it. I believe the main police is Whitehaven in that area. They couldn't care a fucking less. I gave them the registration number. I said, well, look, I'm a car enthusiast, and I'm telling you, in my experience, this car is definitely stolen. Mm-hmm. Just looking at the ignition, I said, it's stolen. The steering lock's been smashed off.
Yeah, in other words, it's been barreled, yeah? Barreled. Is that the word?
Yeah, gemmed.
Yeah,
Just
close enough.
loads of words.
Gave them the registration. Oh, well, it's not on the reported list. They couldn't give a fuck.
Oh, they knew exactly whose motor it was, and yeah, chances are it belonged to one of the kids.
Yeah. They just
That's
couldn't
what
give a
they're
crap.
like up there. They don't want to be bothered.
Well,
No, they'd rather bash your door down for hurty words, wouldn't they? Fuck real
yeah.
crime. Fuck real investigation. No, that don't happen these days, does it? You just get a crime reference number if you're lucky.
No. They know whose vehicle it is. They know it looks like it's been gemmed. It belongs to one of the local lads. It's not been reported stolen. So just leave it be. It's not hurting anybody. Somebody will come out and get it because it's not worth doing anything because it's actually not stolen.
Right, okay. Different to what I thought was being said. Okay, my bad, my mistake.
Roger thought it was stolen, but as far as I'm concerned, the attitude was, yeah, actually, that's John's. He's a bit like that. He dumps it here, there, and everywhere on occasion.
Yeah, but he wouldn't wreck it, and he certainly wouldn't jimmy the ignition. And it had a broom and things in the back, so I just presumed it was a workman's van, you know. Somebody been on holiday or is on holiday. You know, the poor bastard's going to come home to find his fucking van gone.
But it wasn't. It was the local Roger.
Well, we don't know, darling. And that's what I'm saying. The police didn't give a fuck, so we're never going to know. You know, it'd have been nice to have got a call back and say, well, yeah, great, thank you very much. It was stolen. You know, we've informed the owner. Nothing. But, you know, that's the attitude you get from them when you do report something.
But if you rock up to a police station with a camera, they come out more bandit.
Oh, God, yeah, you're enemy number one, mate. You're enemy number one. You're worse than, pardon me, certain ethnicity running around the fucking city with a knife. You're more dangerous than that because you've got a camera.
What? Because I dare to film interactions?
Yeah.
Ooh. And yet I've never posted content myself.
Recording non-criminal hate crime again. So you can have a criminal record for not being a criminal.
Oh, it's fucking mental, isn't it? The world's gone mad. Well, this country's definitely gone mad.
There you go. We'll test that scenario. Starmer, I hate your fucking guts. There you go. There's a hate speech. I'll wait for the knock on the door, shall I?
How do I respond in comment?
Oh, well, if we put that on your record, it could stop you getting a job. Hey, notification, you dickhead. I can't work. I'll never be able to work again with my issues. So go fuck yourself. Put what you fucking like on there.
Oh, they can call you anything they like as long as it's not late for dinner. Is that the one?
Exactly. And never call me early for breakfast either, because that does piss me off.
No, you've got to be in the forces for that, haven't you? You know, reveille at 5 a.m, breakfast at 7 a.m. But in the meantime, you've got to clean your boots and sort your kit out and make your beds and all the rest of it. All that other palaver.
Yeah, you're going to be down at 7 o'clock for your breakfast. Give it till I pass. I've got to have a shit first.
Talking of shit, you're absolutely right about the colostomy bag description, and that was too polite. In fact, you know what? This is where actions speak louder than words.
Yeah, up your stomach.
Sorry, I had to do an angry grandpa impression there, didn't I? Rest his soul. He was funny. You're angry grandpa too.
It's fucking ridiculous, mate. And I apologise if there's any royalists in here about my comments about the king earlier. But that's my opinion. Yeah.
Well, there's plenty of people out there that say he's a traitor or a wet wipe and bits and bats and, doesn't give a shit about his subjects.
I can't remember who it was, and I'm not going to put a name out there if I'm not sure it was them.
No.
But somebody said earlier that they can see Starmer trying to do away with the monarchy to stop them interfering. Well, they haven't interfered with anything he's fucking done so far, so but no, he's a gutless wanker. He's a puppet for the WEF as well,
And he's more about the green agenda and da-di-da-da and, impossible targets. I mean, fuck it. Let's not go there.
If the evidence...
He's not my king. He's not my king,
No,
that's all I'm saying.
I mean, I've never been a royalist. I've never followed the royals. I see the news, and as a youngster, we always had to sit and listen to the Queen's speech at Christmas, obviously.
Well, it depends on whether you were sat in front of the telly or not. I was never forced to do so, thankfully.
When you look at the last few years, the royal family is more fucking dysfunctional than any normal families out here, mate.
Now, what was it? There was one truthful speech one year, something about an annus horribilis. Annus horribilis, I think, were the words used.
I mean, fuck me, his own brother's been branded a paedophile, you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's no smoke without bloody fire. I would love for that Epstein list to come out and all this and that. I tell you what, if Trump's got anything to do with it, he'll maybe get to the bottom of it. Him and Musk maybe just might uncover all this shit. I don't know.
Somebody said a while back that, but they've got integrity. I said, that they fuck. I said, don't forget how Charles ended up with Camilla. If he had any integrity...
he was shagging her all the way through. Wasn't he shagging her all the way through his marriage to Diana?
Yeah.
Yep.
And is it any wonder that Diana allegedly went with Will Carling or whoever she might have had an affair with?
Will Carling, and then there was was it Major somebody or other?
Oh, I forget his name. It wasn't Major Tom, but yeah, I know you're on about. Yeah.
Yeah. They reckon, was it Harry was his?
Yeah. I think the words Bar Stewart and
James
Harry
Hewitt. Thank you, Loafer.
have been bandied about, yes.
Major James Hewitt. Thank you, Loafer. Brilliant.
Oh, yeah, that's him. Yeah. You're right. Yeah,
the old polo boy. If he had
the only polo,
he wouldn't have done that, would he?
The only polo I have anything to do with it has a hole in the middle because I'm allergic to horsehair. I love horses, but I couldn't eat a whole one for a start. No, it'd take at least 3 sittings.
I'd give it a go.
Oh God, what am I like?
I'd give it a go. Horse meat is absolutely fucking beautiful, mate.
I believe I might have been served horse meat once at a place in France, but it was served up as a burger or whatever, but it tasted all right, whatever it was.
I had it as a steak. Beautiful, sweet meat, sweeter than beef. It's
fair dude. So you couldn't mistake it for duck?
No, horse don't have feathers for a start. Well, unless it's
that reminds me of something. Who was it? Late
unless
70s,
it's
early 80s. My father had a rabbit, but he thought it was a duck, so he stuck it on the table with its leg cocked up. Bom, 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 bom. And, well, eventually the cat ate the evidence, so now we never know whether it was rabbit, fish or duck.
Yeah.
I've got that saved on my playlist somewhere, and I can't remember who sung it.
Well, all the ducks are running in fear now, aren't they, because of this bird flu?
I wouldn't know about that. Bird flu? Is that the latest bit of scaremongering? I'm not sure.
Apparently, they've been culling thousands of ducks and chickens in America.
So does that mean that dam's going to go up?
Well, there has been reports of, I think it's just one case of bird flu in humans in this country. It's simple. Make the fucking chickens wear a mask. we'd be safe from them then, wouldn't we?
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know.
But
All this
now
mask
we know
business.
why they wanted you all to register your chickens if you had any. I can guarantee there are millions of chickens in this country that are not on that register. They will survive.
Well, one would hope so. I remember back in the 70s
But it is
when
a
I
thought.
used to live in Oxfordshire. There were some very good friends of mine, and you could hear the thing go in the morning, and you guarantee that whatever other foul things were on the premises, we were sometimes supplied with fresh eggs. Now, there's nothing better than a fresh fried or boiled or scrambled egg that's less than half hour from source to frying pan or otherwise. Beautiful. And I'm not talking about Bernard Matthews turkeys either.
It's like fish, though, isn't it? That you ain't going to get any better than straight out the water into the pan.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely.
And that's what we had last year on holiday.
Whether it be bass or whatever it was you caught, yeah. Beautiful.
We'd packed everything up because we were leaving the following morning. And I had a bag of bait left. So I thought, well, I'm not going to throw it away. So I went down on the beach on my own for a couple of hours and come back with a nice Dover sole.
Oh, what a wonderful wish.
It was that big.
Assholes.
It fed both of us perfectly. And when I put it in the sink, just to run a bit of fresh water through it and, clean it off before it was cooked, it tried to jump out the sink.
So the bloody thing was still alive?
It was alive right up to the minute where I killed it and started filleting it. You don't get any fresher than that.
Half an hour later, the plates were empty.
Yeah, half an hour.
Well, I don't know. Talking about fresh, I don't know. You haven't heard some of my mates chat up lines in the past, but that's a different type of fresh, isn't it? Bob.
Bernard Matthews. Yeah. Don't get caught by the fellow he was using. Don't tell him your name, Pike. Yeah, we all remember that one.
Oh,
Right.
God. Talking of don't mention names and stuff. I mean, God, bloody hell. Snatch. I think Snatch was on again last night. I think it was. And it's one of those films you can go back to and go back to and go back to. It's like, da-di-da-di-da. And,
I've only ever watched it once. So I'm
but it was so funny.
Documentary watcher. I like knowledge. I like to, even now, even with my memory failing, I like to fill up on knowledge,
Nothing wrong with that. Knowledge is power.
Yeah, exactly. And unfortunately, one of the things, as I said earlier, I've never looked into because I never had an interest in it, was politics.
I think I can sum up politics in one word. Bullshit. Yep.
And now the last few years, 5 years or so, where, I'm still very, very green on how politics works.
Mm-hmm.
But being a layman looking in, you see more of what's going on than if you know a lot about politics. Rather than just sit there looking, I'll look at facial expressions. I'll look at how they squirm when they're talking and their reactions. And that tells me far more about a person than what they're saying.
In other words, body language, yeah? When someone's talking out of their arse, yeah?
Yep.
The Pinocchio effect.
And I've seen nothing that after a few years of watching politics on telly, on the YouTube, on the computer, and I still say I've seen nothing to change that opinion about them.
I'm beginning to wonder if the words honest and politician is an oxymoron.
Well, it should.
There might be one or two with
certainly-
integrity in that, but that they are
do certainly
the
should be associated.
rarity.
Well, Keir Starmer's some sort of moron.
Oh, he's a total fucking moron.
Oh, I heard that he was a tool, but not necessarily the sharpest one in the box.
Yeah, definitely the bluntest.
Among other things, I've heard many descriptions about Two-Tier Keir, and most of them are not very polite.
Right,
And most comments about him would get censored by this platform anyway.
I'm going to call that it in 5 minutes, Graham, at 9 o'clock.
No, that's fair dues, because I'm sort of pretty much ready to
Well, I'm starting to lose
knock it on the head as well.
eyes again. I mean, I've lasted an hour longer than we normally do, so that side of things hopefully is getting a little bit better.
No, you've done well, mate. You've done well, because I didn't jump on too
feel
late.
really, really bad. You know, the fact that, yeah, we used to have 3-4 hour lives, and then all of a sudden I can only handle like an hour. You know, yeah, me and Pat used to, you know, well.
Yeah, talking to
Some
Pat,
nights we used to sit up all night. Some nights we used to sit up till 2-3 o'clock in the morning. And
Oh,
even
Christ,
that
yeah.
gradually started to get to, once it gets to midnight, I you know, that was it. I was fucked. I used to have to drop out. It's, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, running these live streams helps me, but it's more for you guys as well, because you're all part of it, you know.
have you,
you
Roger,
guys are the reason I'm here.
have you spoken to Pap over the last few days since his
No, I sent
announcement?
him a message.
Yeah, I know about that. Yeah,
No, I just said I don't want to keep bothering him while he's
Sure.
going through what he's dealing with. You know,
no,
he's
and
got
I've held off.
plate.
I've held off, obviously.
Holly talks to him regular, obviously, and anything that needs to be passed on, Holly passes on. So, but at the moment, that's the state of play. When he's ready, he'll drop in somewhere. He's still active on Facebook occasionally.
I haven't got Facebook, so I rely on yourself or whatever, or his community post.
Yeah, I'm leaving it totally up to him, mate. When he's ready.
Sure.
You know, it's a horrible thing to go through and deal with. Even more so. I mean, me and Heather had to deal with it, but we didn't have the mental health problems that Dan has. So I can only imagine what he must be going through.
I think I remember him saying previously he's never had to deal with the loss of anyone close.
Well, he did, because his sister died of an overdose.
But he didn't know her.
No, he didn't know her, but...
And that's what he was saying. While he'd lost his sister, he didn't really know her. He's never really lost anybody he was close to. So
Yeah.
it'll hit him in a totally different way that he just probably didn't expect.
Yeah, I don't think he expected it this quick, but
The timing with his dad, based on what I saw in his community post, the timing of his dad was absolutely fucking rotten. But here's the thing. You can't have regrets. It wasn't Dan's fault.
No.
Just because the timing worked out the way the timing worked out. 24 hours, 48 hours earlier release, yes, maybe he would have spent time with his dad. But would his dad have known him? I don't know. And it's hard. And it's a bastard to deal with. And, you know, every sympathy, empathy, this and that for Dan. And I wish him and his mum and the rest of the family that are obviously grieving all the best.
I mean, he would take it the way it was meant. But I would say he was better off with the heart attack than going through dementia.
Dementia's a bastard. It's a bit like not Crohn's disease. That's no. What am I on about? Not Crohn's disease. Fuck's sakes.
Both
Parkinson's, not Parkinson's.
Heather's mother
what was it? The aunt had. one in 100,000 had it. She lost her speech and her cognitive abilities. It wasn't. Do you know what? I can't remember what the fuck it was called now.
But both of us here have lost parents to dementia, so we
Yeah.
know exactly
Yeah.
what it's like. And after seeing what they've gone through, I would have rather seen them just drop with a heart attack rather than go through what they did.
My dad died of a heart attack. He was walking across the road and fell down, just like Tommy Cooper, fell to the floor, and that was it. He was gone. It was hard for the rest of us that were left behind because we didn't get a chance to say goodbye because it was so sudden. It wasn't going to happen, you know. But I had only seen him a couple of days before. But I watched my mum get further and further away from me, and it got to the point where she thought I was her mum.
Yeah, it's not nice. Right, I'm going to call it there, guys.
Fair play, fair play.
I want something to eat as well. I didn't have much for tea, and I'm feeling quite peckish as well, so that probably don't help. But thank you for dropping in on the panel, Graham. As always,
thank you for having me on the panel, and I'm sorry if I've not responded to comments and bits and bats. I concentrated more on the conversation rather than the comments. But
Resist did put a comment up to you, but
everyone.
I remembered that you couldn't see the comments on your phone. So, but no, thank you very much, Graham, and the rest of you in the chat. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure chatting to you. I've been mainly chatting at you, but
well, peace, love, and respect. You know, it's one of them. Stay safe, stay strong, and don't let the bastards grind us down, innit?
Stay safe, stay strong, stay free. Thank you very much, guys. If I don't speak to you before the weekend or comments in a video or anything, have a great week and weekend. Try not to get too down with what's going on around us, and just live your life how you want to. It's your life at the end of the day. So take care.
All the best, guys. All the best, folks.
Good night from me.
And good night from him.
Hello.
And good night from me. I'm sorry, I'm typing. Sorry, I'm having a quick conversation with Stuart.
Yeah, all right then. Take care, guys. Take care, Graham. Look after yourself, buddy.
All the best. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.